just a man walk down before you call him a man.
Hello guys, welcome to our video. Let's know more about Bob Dylan. Go through the video. Bob Dylan. Bob Dylan was born in May 24, 1941. He is an American singer, songwriter, author, and visual artist. Often regarded as one of the greatest songwriters of all time. Dylan has been a major figure in popular culture during a career spanning nearly 60 years. Much of his most celebrated works dated from the 1960s, when songs such as Blowin' in the Wind in 1963 and The Themes They Are Changing in 1964 became anthems for the civil rights and anti-war movements. His lyrics during this period incorporated a range of political, social, philosophical, and literary influences, defying pop music conventions and appealing to the burgeoning counterculture. Following his self-titled debut album in 1962, which mainly comprised traditional folk songs, Dylan made his breakthrough as a songwriter with the release of the free-wheeling Bob Dylan the following year. The album features Blowin' in the Wind and the thematically complex A Hard Rain's A Gonna Fall. For many of these songs, he adapted the tunes and phraseology of older folk songs. He went on to release the politically charged The Times They Are Changing and the more lyrically abstract and introspective Another Side of Bob Dylan in 1964. In 1965 and 1966, Dylan drew controversy when he adopted electrically amplified rock instrumentation and in the space of 15 months recorded three of the most important and influential rock albums of the 1960s. Bringing it all back home in 1965, Highway 61 revisited in 1965 and Blonde on Blonde in 1966, commenting on the 6 minutes single Like a Rolling Stone in 1965. Rolling Stone wrote, "No other pop songs has so thoroughly challenged and transformed the commercial laws and artistic conventions of its time for all the time."
July 1966, Dylan withdrew from touring after a motorcycle accident. He recorded a large body of songs with the members of the band who had previously backed him on tour. These recordings were released as the collaborative album The Basement Tapes in 1975. In the late 1960s and early 1970s, Dylan explored country music and rural themes in John Wesley Harding, Nashville Skyline and The New Morning. In 1975, he released Blood on the Tracks, which many saw as a return to form. In the late 1970s, he became a born-again Christian and released a series of albums of contemporary gospel music before returning to his more familiar rock-based idiom in the early 1980s. Dylan's 1997 album Time Out of Mind marked the beginning of a renaissance for his career. He has released 5 critically acclaimed albums of original metal, since then the most recent being Rough and Rowdy Ways. He also recorded a series of 3 albums in the 2010s comprising versions of traditional American standards, especially songs recorded by Frank Sinatra. Backed by a changing lineup of musicians, he has toured steadily since the 1980s on what has been dubbed the never-ending tour. Since 1994, Dylan has published his eight books of drawings and paintings, and his work has been exhibited in major art galleries. He has sold more than 100 millions of records. One of the best-selling musicians of all time, he has received numerous awards, including the Presidential Medal of Freedom, 10 Grammy Awards, a Golden Globe Award, and an Academy Award. Dylan has been inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, Nashville Songwriters Hall of Fame, and the Songwriters Hall of Fame.
Thank you guys for watching our video.